In today's video, I would like to show you how to come from this new model to this weathered model without using airbrush. Hi, my name is Ivana. Welcome at McKinley Railway. I would like to show you today how to weather Bachmann chemical tanker. Each tanker is coming in this lovely packaging. It calls ice cube packaging. So before you start, be careful and check if the model is perfect. What you're checking is detailing, if any parts of the wagon is broken. If it's faulty, you send it back to the manufacturer for replacement. So this packaging is calling ice cube packaging. So what I'm gonna do, I open it carefully and I will remove the tanker. And first I'm gonna have a look how I should handle this tanker. So be extremely careful on the fine detailing as here, because I can see it's not very hard and easy to break. So during the weathering, just make sure you're holding your model in the right way. Firstly, I would like to explain you how is the best method to work on weathering. So first, you need to have a good reference pictures. Then you make a plan how to work, choose the right medium, and during the work, always look what you're doing and stop if you're happy. Details you do last. For reference pictures, we have beautiful pictures from Paul Bartlett. Detailed examination of the photographs is very important. As you can see on this example, we can see what is the color reference for the tankers. What we have is reddish toned, yellowish tones. We still can see through the white, and here it's a bit of gray and kind of like a earth dirt. In a lower body, it's kind of like a rusty, earthy feel. We will use these colors for our work today. For today's weathering, I'm choosing earthy colors in a reddish and yellowish tones. For instance, this weathering powder from Humbrol. Then I have very similar shades of oil brushers. So it's ochre, rust and earth clay from company Mig. And also I have a selection of different type of brushes. As you can see, it's different sizes, from very thick one. This is called as well makeup brush. This is a flat brushes, rounded brushes, to the very fine detailing brush. So as I said at the beginning, it's very important to know how you're going to work. So looking at this model and the pictures, I usually start with the top and slowly I work down to the underframe. So I would suggest to use the following method because it's the best, because at the end you will be handling the model this way and you want to make sure you don't touch any part of it, because we will be using oil brushers and they are very sensitive to touch. On the top you can see there is a walkway. This is usually in a metallic dark color. So this is what I will do first. But what I do first, I will apply a black acrylic paint as an undercoat. Always when you have a white surface and you're going to do darker colors, very dark colors, do the base as a black. For the undercoat, I'm using Aqueous black acrylic paint, which you can see here. you can start painting straight away, doesn't need anything. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. This is the first stage of the painting. We will go with a lot of layers on the top. As you can see, I don't need to be perfect, and I can have a little bit of black paint underneath. It's all the part of the weathering, and that's how exactly it will be in real life. We will have dark shadows underneath of this walkway. Again, I'm thinking how to hold the model. I don't want to break anything. Detailing is very expensive if we wanted to replace it. Okay, we go from this side. Okay, and we are done with the top coat. I would like to give you one good tip before you start applying anything on your model. Test your paint before on a piece of plastic and then compare with your reference photograph. So I'm using Earth Clay Oilbrusher from Mig, which you can see already is pretty close. Ochre. And rust. I would say it's pretty close. Now it's just a matter how we can do this kind of streaking effects. So we can try again on a piece of board first. So what I do first, I will try to spread it out. I'm using a flat brush. If I leave the brush dry, I'm very much close to the effect I want to achieve. So we can go ahead and try. But before we do that, I will add a few droplets of Propanol to see how much I can achieve streaking effects now. It's working pretty well. So I think I'm quite confident and happy, and I can start to weather the real model now. So having an earth clay Oilbrusher in my hand, I will try to apply in the middle on the top and then coming down. As you can see clearly from the picture, the brush strokes will go from the direction up to down, because that's how we try to replicate the weathering effect. First, I would suggest go lightly. So you can always add more later on. And you take a brush. And you go down. Just try to spread it out. again, keep the directions this way. And then this like a tapping motion, it goes slowly, like a gradient effect to the sides. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. This was only a first touch. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I'll move it the other way. I'll do the same thing the other side. No acrylic paint on the top. It's supposed to be dry, so there's no worry about it that I will get this dirty from the previous painting. Okay, I think this is a stage one. It's very good. We can now move to the different color or different effects. For the next stage, get ready. Propanol, little container, brush, piece of cloth. Okay. Yeah, there is Propanol in a container. Wet your brush. And you move quickly to the sides. Isopropanol is reacting with the old paint, is diluting or destroying the paint, leaving the streak effects. It's taking as well from the middle part of the paint, it's taking a shade of the color, which is lovely. Same time I'm diluting acrylic paint. It's part of the effect. Isopropanol will dry very quickly, so you will be able to work on your model straight away. Like when I turn it on the first side, it's already dry. So again, I'll have a look on a picture, reference picture, and I will decide what to do next. As a next step, I'm using Tamiya weathering powders. I'm choosing grey color. I try to dilute it with the isopropanol again. So I still have my isopropanol ready in a little container. And following again reference pictures, I will apply grey on the end of the tanker and in these areas. trying to leave it in a streaking movement. We can go back to the middle. Turn it. And leave it on gravity. I'm happy about it. Let's move to the next stage. The next stage we are applying rust effect on the bottom of the tanker over here. Again, nice and easy. You can apply just a stroke straight away. Get a brush. This time I'm going a little bit lower as well, the underframe. And I work from down towards the top of the tanker. You can always do it the other way around. Be aware not to push too much when you do dabbing effect. Otherwise you will destroy your brushes very quickly. It's nice and gentle. Don't go too high. Just keep it low. We don't want to destroy our streaking effects. For a more realistic feel, we will add a shade of ochre. And we need to be very detailed and careful what we're doing now, because we don't want to apply too much of it. So I decided I'm gonna do just a little bit of here. Here. I'm dipping my brush into Propanol again. comparing with the reference picture, I would like to have this kind of like a cleaner. So I'll go back to it with the isopropanol on my brush and just simply wipe it up and down. The same manner as before. I'm gonna add more streaking effects. It's always good to have a look on your model from the distance, so you can get a little bit of different perspective on it. More streaking effects here, again using isopropanol. Now all the shades of different colors blending nicely together. Yeah. Now we shall move on the frame. We are using dark matte. Using dark matte, I'm applying for streaking effect and for the sides. Again, I'm diluting my brush, dipping slightly into the isopropyl alcohol. Now we're almost finished and we are going back to the walkway and we apply metallic effect, which is a metallic acrylic paint from Vellejo. This one is dark aluminium, and in some places we can use collector escape. Every time you're using metallic color in acrylic, make sure you shake the bottle very well, because metallic particles tend to be at the bottom of the bottles. Okay, this is a dark aluminium. Next we apply silver Oilbrusher to the buffer stocks. You wipe your brush on the edges of the tube. And now I'm going to apply white powder all over, and this is the last stage of today's weathering. We are using Humbrol white weathering powder. This effect is giving us fading effect, and at the same time the tanker looks like it is used for a long time on a rail, and as well as giving us an effect you can achieve only with an airbrush, kind of like a light dusty effect. And what I like about using this white powder is bringing all colors nicely together, and it makes the whole effect very subtle. So just as a comparison, this side and the other side, you can see this is more like rough, while this is making everything soft. This is the finished item, and this is how we started. I hope that you enjoy learning new techniques today, and we are happy to introduce weathering steam locomotives next time.